Good evening and welcome to Sports Federation TV, the show where we chat about all kinds of sport, brought to you by the Western Cape Provincial Sport Confederation. My name's Alton Davids. Tonight's show we have a jam-packed lineup. We chat wheelchair basketball, we chat disability sport, we chat skating, and we chat cheerleading. Hello ladies.
Hello. Hello.
Amanda, you well?
I am the Western Province Majorettes and Cheerleading Association Deputy Development Officer for cheerleading.
Samantha, are you good?
Yes, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
I'm the cheerleading deputy coaches representative for WPMCA as well.
So explain this cheerleading thing. What is cheerleading? I remember cheerleading, if you watch American movies, they throw these girls up and down and do all those kinds of things. Is that what it's about?
Well, it is about that, but so much more as well.
Tell us.
What you see on TV with the stunting and all of that, it is like that. We do a lot of crazy stunts and it's really exciting. But it's also about more than that. We also do, there's different pieces of it, which is tumbling. There's a very small sector of dance, which most people don't actually include in South Africa anymore. There's a cheer in the beginning of the routines. And then mostly cheerleading is about your team. I mean, that's why I teach cheerleading, because I love to see all the kids coming together and building those relationships that last a lifetime. We've had some of our kids have come into cheerleading in primary school and they've gone right through primary school, right through high school, and are now in our tertiary team. So to see that growth and they've stayed with us, really, it's just amazing.
Amanda, so this is not just for young girls.
No, not at all.
There are older people doing this as well?
Yeah. So the South Africa has sent a tertiary level team to the World Championships since 2011. And that team is for, well, we have an all-girl team and a co-ed team for all athletes over 18. So the average age is about 25 on that team. And then last year we sent a junior team as well. So we're just starting to push the juniors on the international stage. But it is an activity, especially because it's new in South Africa, that older people can get involved into and be really successful.
So it involves lots of choreography and lots of music and lots of costumes.
I think touching upon what Sam said, with it really being a team sport, I think because of the nature of the sport being all about stunting and building pyramids with people, it involves a lot of trust with your teammates, and as soon as you build that trust that you're going to lift someone up and keep them safe, then that creates that bond that really brings the team together. Do
you find that then translates into other areas of their lives, Samantha?
Yes, definitely. I mean, I feel like our kids really stick together, and even this year where you see some of the primary school are going up into the grade 8, so they're feeding into the high schools. The minute they get to the high school, the matric girls and the grade 11s go straight to the grade 8s, and they're like, come in, don't be nervous. So it's really nice to have that foundation at the schools. So I really feel that the teams are really caring and they look after their own.
So give me some of the fundamentals of this wonderful sport that you coach and involved in, because you're only talking about the stunting and team building. So give me one or two of the things that you need to do in the sport.
So the sport caters to people with background in, say, gymnastics, acrobatics, even players, rugby players or football players, anyone with an athletic background can do well. But what I personally love about cheerleading, I'm sure Sam feels the same, is that there's always a role for anyone. And anyone perhaps who hasn't found a position in a mainstream sport can really find a position in cheerleading, because it has different elements to it.
Yeah.
And it caters for the entire individual. So whether, irrespective of your build, you can build them into your repertoire, as it were.
Yes, definitely. Yes. That's definitely true.
There's a lot of stereotypes with cheerleading, that you have to be a specific size or you have to look a certain way, and those are the type of stereotypes that we want to break, because it caters to all different personalities, all different shapes and sizes. You need all different talents to be able to build a stunt. You need people at the top and you need people on the bottom, you need people in the middle. And I think that's why the team really comes together almost like a family. A lot of cheerleading teams say that they're a family because you need each individual to make it work.
The weakest link of the chain is where the chain breaks.
That's exactly true.
So you build that from the foundation all the way up.
That's right,
So how prevalent is the sport in the Western Cape?
Well, it's growing. I mean, this year we've had quite a big increase of schools that have come on board, which is really, really exciting. We've got all the universities that are going to start competing this year. And hopefully we should have about 7 teams for the high school and 6 for the primary school.
Oh, wow.
So it has grown a huge amount this year. We're really excited.
And it's predominantly school-based currently because of the captive audience at schools.
So it is school-based, but we do have clubs.
Okay.
So at the moment, the clubs go out and teach to the schools, but it sort of falls under that umbrella. So we've got a mix of both, clubs and schools, but they still compete together.
Because the schools then feed into the clubs for those and you have a mixed team from different schools.
Yes, that's correct.
In your area as an example.
Yes, that's correct, because we are the only cheerleading team in Fish Hoek at the moment, so other schools can feed into that club.
How big is cheerleading in Fish Hoek? I mean, it's a relatively small community.
It is, but our cheerleading team does pretty well. I mean, we've been running for 8 years now at Fish Hoek Primary School and Fish Hoek High School. And every year we just keep growing, and it's really nice because of the feeder, and the primary school feeds straight into the high school team. So it's really nice. It's a good community as well.
And your side, Amanda, where are you based?
So I'm based more in the southern suburbs, and one of our major short-term and long-term goals is to grow the sport and get more teams. And as Sam mentioned, we've almost doubled the number of teams so far just in this year. So I think that's just with the popularity of the sport itself growing internationally, and within South Africa and the Western Province itself. Yeah.
If you've just tuned in, we're chatting cheerleading with Amanda and Sam. Sam, so is this a predominantly indoor or outdoor sport?
It can be, and it's supposed to be really an indoor sport if you look at it overseas and you're watching all the movies. But in South Africa, it is mostly an outdoor sport at the moment. All of our competitions are outdoor. But as it builds up, we never know, that could change. But right now, it is an outdoor sport.
So you coach on a school field as an example?
Yep.
Is that your primary venue, for want of a better understanding?
And that's the good thing about cheerleading, is that it doesn't take much for a school to start. So you basically just need a little space on a field. If it's not on the field, then maybe some safety mats indoors. But that's basically all you need to get started. So it doesn't take expensive equipment or any apparel, really. It's just kind of, you just need the bodies and the will to try.
And you go and have fun, you throw each other up and catch them and do all kinds of tricks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Is that simple?
It is, and even though it is good to have a background in a specific thing like dancing or gymnastics, you don't have to have a background in anything. You can go into a cheerleading team and they will teach you from the beginning all the things that you need to know.
So like, what would I need to be, let's say I get involved in this sport now, what would I need to learn? I've got a little bit of an athletic background.
Okay, so even if you had a bit of an athletic background, because we're doing stunts, you would still learn in progression, the same way that you teach gymnastics. You wouldn't have somebody come in and say, would you like to do a back handspring? You would let them come in and try a forward roll and a cartwheel and a round off and build it up. And cheerleading is the same. You're going to teach in progression. So you'll teach the beginner stunts, and once they've got that and they're feeling more comfortable, you would go on to the next, and you would teach them body position, how to hold themselves in the air, all of those things before they even get into the air.
Okay. So if I understand it correctly, gymnastics is an early specialization sport, meaning you need to specialize from a young age to be and excel at the highest level for your body, as your body adapts. You then pick up, I shouldn't say pick up, but you kind of get those who don't make that top tier gymnastics, who potentially could excel in your code.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I think cheerleading gets a lot of retired gymnasts, still at a young age, because the window for gymnastics is quite young. So we can definitely benefit, and athletes who perhaps have maybe reached their full potential in other sports can try something like cheerleading and really excel.
Yeah.
Because they have the agility there, and they're light on their feet, they understand the forward rolls, they understand all of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of an easy fit.
Yes.
But do you find that you get that kind of lots of influx from gymnasts, or what is the typical feeder into your sport? Let's put it that way.
In my experience, most of the people that come into that I've coached have had no experience at all, not tumbling or dancing or anything like that. They've just come in from the beginning and with a great attitude, and then we've taught them from the beginning. But there are athletes that come from dance clubs, and obviously they do well because they've already got that mind for choreography, and they've got the strength, the core strength from gymnastics. So if they have done those and they want to move over, this is a great sport for them. They'll pick it up really, really quickly.
But wouldn't it be that they would need to unlearn certain skills to be able to adapt to yours, or is it just a natural fit in and build on that?
There are certain things they will have to unlearn, especially if they come from an acrobatics background, because the techniques are a little bit different. But it's not a huge thing that they'll have to unlearn. They'll get used to it pretty quickly.
So in summary, Amanda, give us the 511 about the sport. What, where, and how?
So the Western Province, we hold workshops for brand new teams. So as you said, if you wanted to start cheerleading, if you're a coach or an athlete, definitely check out our Instagram, which is WPMCA official, or our Facebook page, because that can give, you can get in contact with some of our coaches who can help you get started. And we do offer free training sessions and skills days for teams, especially brand new ones who want to get started, because obviously learning the progression, you do need a qualified coach to be able to tell you the proper progressions to keep it safe. And the Western Province Majorettes Cheerleading Association offers all of that.
And that's where we find all the information, on the Facebook and on the Insta.
Yes, and also the webpage will go live in February, so people can also go and have a look at the webpage too.
When is your next competition?
But in February is our first one, but it will just be a small competition, and then our big one will be the 7th of March. That's our first big one.
And do you have venues yet for any of these?
We're still waiting to find out the venue confirmed for the 7th of March, but if anybody goes onto our Instagram or our Facebook, they will be telling everybody where that venue is. So it would be great if people are interested, come and have a look and see what cheerleading is all about. And if they're interested in starting a team, we are always looking for more teams. We definitely want to grow the sport in Cape Town.
Because you need competition.
We
need competition.
Yes, and competition is always good, and we're all friends at competitions. And
yes,
very friendly.
Amanda and Sam, thank you very much for your time. Come back and come promote the sport some more. Well done to all your hard work.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's take an ad break. We'll be right back with some more exciting sports. See you now.